Hey yo, Shalom Israel, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honor to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, man. Just doing a little video on this article I found here, man. It's on the Express, and the title's "Mother of All Bubbles: Bank of England has backed into dangerous corner. Shock warning." It says the Bank of England has inflated a mammoth asset bubble with a staggering money printing program, and has now backed itself into a dangerous corner. A top investment manager has warned. British households are suffering surging inflation that could be tackled by raising interest rates if policymakers led by the government Mark Carney raise interest rates, according to David Roberts, fund manager at Kames Capital. The bank is scraping around for excuses to keep interest rates low for as long as possible, including blaming Britain's vote to leave the EU, he said. But the real reason is the bank's quantitative easing program, which has injected 435 billion into the economy since 2009 by government bonds, government debts known as bonds, said Mr. Roberts. So basically, I don't really break it down. Like basically, there's a big bubble in like the UK economy right now, man. It's really it's in the world economy, man. Because like all these economies, it's like they all come off America, man. America's the main one that's got the biggest bubble, man, right now. But in the UK, definitely over here, you can see it, man. Because like at the minute, it's like the housing prices in London are just absolutely ridiculous, man. And it's the exact same thing that happened in 2008, which is going to go on to say in the article, man. So that just shows basically these elites are preparing for this government to get crashed, man. I mean, this economy to get crashed. Because like right now, it's the same thing they did in 2008 where they had the crisis then, and then you use it this time, man. But they're gonna use that basically in accordance with their plans to come bringing that martial law, bringing that chip, and this third world war, man. Because basically what you've got now is like interest rates are low, and basically like everyone, bruv, all the money basically that's in the economy now is all the so-called thriving that this economy's doing is just based off these guys printing money, man. These guys are printing money, and because they keep printing that money and giving that money to the banks, then the banks can lend money and people can get fucking mortgages for their house, cars on finance, all kinds of different things. But everyone's living outside of their means, man. Everyone's basically they're gonna be even if you, let's say you're on like 18 grand, you're still gonna have a car that someone at 32 grand a year or 40 grand a year, and you're gonna buy one of those on finance because you're getting cheap interest rates, man. Or a house, you're gonna buy one outside your means because you can get a good rate on it for the minute. But as soon as the interest rates go up, you ain't gonna be pay off that car, you're gonna be pay off that house. Everyone's gonna get fucked, and then it's just gonna completely crash the economy, man. And they're gonna bring in the chip as a salve to that, man. They're gonna say, look, okay, look, all these money bubbles, it's growing, it's completely unstable. Look, we've got a way. Okay, you take this chip, then we'll give you a set allocation. You can get the government help, blah blah blah. Just take the chip, everything will be fine. And that's how they're gonna sell it, man. Because that's one of the ways they're selling the chip, man. It's like what is it in Denmark? I think it was. I did the video on it, man. Where in the prisons, they basically stopped them using cash and they got them using like credit instead. And it's a similar thing, man. They're going to say, look, if we can't trace this, blah, 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 problems. But the solution is you take that chip. And that's because that's what Esau's plans are, man. The economy crashing, that's in the interest of the elites, man. The elites control that. The elites control all these governments, man, through their money, man. And all these banks, they control them through the money, man. Because it's like one of, I can't even remember what it was, I believe it was one of the Rothschilds says, give me control of the money and I care not who makes the laws, man. So basically, hey, that's what this is, man. When they get that economy crash, then they can bring in their grander plans, man, which lead into the chip. It says the Bank of England, along with central banks across the world, have added almost $18 trillion to their balance sheets over the past 10 years, pushing up bond prices. Raising interest rates risk popping the huge bubble that has been created in bonds. Record low rates have also helped inflate house prices and borrowing with markets, now worrying similarities to 2008. So in 2008, you had that huge crash then, where the house prices crashed, and the economy crashed, and people run into the bank to withdraw their cash monies, and banks, and what do you call it, Northern Rock died, a couple banks went down. But yo, that's the same thing that's gonna happen again, man. The thing is like people are retards, man. People are thinking like, oh yeah, you know, that's why you got niggas doing goddamn stocks and bonds now. Because if your money's tied up in them investments, that shit's gone, man. All these notes, and the thing is regardless of where your money's at, even if it's a note form, it's still gonna be gone, man. Because like once they decide to do that crash, it's gonna be game over for that shit, man. It says, they've created the mother of all asset bubbles across most financial asset classes, and that, coupled with the ongoing need to fund ever larger government deficits, means they seek any excuse to keep rates low as low as possible for as long as possible. And that's really for the plans of the elites. When Satan tells them, yo, it's that time to crash that economy so they can bring in that chip, then that's when they're gonna have the economy crash, and that shows it can go at the drop of a dime, man. That's why you can't be all in this world. You got some simple ass monkey Negroes all up in the world, shucking and driving for Esau just to get some of these dollars, man, and these pound notes. But then they don't realize that all this so-called wealth they're building, they think they might start investing in stocks and think, yeah, I'm doing things, I'm getting out here. But I'm like, man, they ain't even really making no money off there, man. Or even Bitcoin as well, man. They said Bitcoin was I think it's worth 10,000, but it's got increased in value by like 10,000. No, I think it was 1,000% or something from when it was introduced. And then I saw an article that said in in 10 years it will be worth $100,000, man, like for one Bitcoin. But that's the thing is they've got all these things. It's like if you go on YouTube lately, they've had them stock and bonds adverts playing before videos, man. They're basically just getting as much people to invest as much money as possible into the system. So when it crashes, then it just impacts everyone. Everyone has to get that chip for their salvation, man. What do you call it? It says, apparently the main reason for not raising rates in the UK recently has been because consumers would face a squeeze this year from the impact of higher inflation, all of which was attributed to a weaker sterling. However, if Carney really worried about the squeeze on the household income, firstly, in part, this is a situation he created, and secondly, he could help reverse it by raising interest rates. So basically, that just shows that these guys they're not trying to fix the problem. There's a way to ease it off over time so it doesn't completely smash it, but that's not the objective, man. The plan is for the elites to basically it's for the elites to mess these guys up, man, and to get everyone gagging for that chip, man. And let me read this, man. Habakkuk 2:5. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied. And that's Esau's greed, man. This guy's already got the rule, but this guy wants the ultimate rule for all time, man. This guy's thinking he's actually gonna be like, yo, he's gonna trick the Most High, then he's gonna have the ultimate world dominance for all time, when he knows that's been given to Israel, man. It's done been prophesied, man. The saints of the Lord shall take the kingdom. And Esau's shit, this is just for a season, man. It says in Revelation that the beast must be loose for a season, man. So he's having his good time now, but all these plans ain't gonna come to shit. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. And that's what Esau's done, man. He's basically got everyone in the world basically following after his system and investing in this. If you go anywhere in the world, they other than Cuba, North Korea, and Iran, everywhere runs by a central banking system, and that's a system set up by the Rothschilds to control those economies, man. And it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Because Esau's basically taken all the wealth and all the resources in the world and just heap them to himself, man. That's why that's even the only reason he's even got involved in the Middle East in the first place. Basically, so he can get control of the petrol, so he can basically control the world's economy through them resources, man. That petrol dollar, everyone needs fuel, so he's like, yo, I'm gonna chop up the Middle East, so I've got all of that controlled by me, and then yo, everyone has to come to him, man. and it says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And if you go into the that thick clay, man, that's talking about the heavy debts, man. Because Esau runs on a debt-based society, man, and that debt-based society basically just means that people don't even have money. They own debt, man. You own a certain amount of debt. Everyone out in the society, basically the government runs on a deficit. They borrow money from the banks to keep afloat and sell the banks their debts. And then everyone basically has a part in paying off them debts, man, with them so-called notes, with a promise to pay the bearer, a promise to pay the bearer notes. One sec. Yeah, with them, I promised to pay the bearer notes, man. So basically, Esau's got it all set up so he can bring in that economic crash at any time. And that's why you watch a lot of these guys. They talk about blah blah blah. There's this movement going on in the back, like them X-22s. They'll be saying, okay, yeah, the deep state's been doing this, the banks have been doing that. This can signify that, oh yeah, the crash is coming. The thing is the elites don't need to do anything at any point to bring a crash, man. And no one knows the minds of the elites and when they're gonna bring that crash, man. So really, what they're talking a lot of shit. And there's nothing. Esau at any point click his fingers and crash the economy, man. That's why, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for this, man. Because this thing, it's like the Lord said, man. There the Lord will come as a thief in the night, man. So you gotta be prepared, man. That's why you gotta be in them Bibles, staying in the spirit, man, and paying it and watch and pray, man. You gotta watch for what's going on, man. Because a lot of people are just like, right now, basically Trump is just like he's like, anything that's going on in Trump's life, that seems to just outweigh all other news, man. Because I saw this article, but then I'm like, all you're hearing about is, did Melania Trump slap away Trump's hand when they're on Arabia's or some shit? It's bullshit, man. A lot of people are just distracted by the bullshit. But then you actually got to go into things, man, understand things and break things down, man. Like the economy, so you understand what's going on. But I'll leave it there, man. I'll say all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Double honor to the apostle, elders of GreatMillStone, man, and Shalom.